Brigade and the Gainesville Wild fighting for the top spot in the Northern Conference. The Gainesville Wild fighting to go undefeated on this 2021 campaign. Standing in their way are the defending champions, Tampa Bay Brigade. Welcome to the world's most equal, diverse, exciting, and captivating team sport. Grid. We got 15 seconds. Here we go! Opening up with the partner forward race. The partner to the performing player. So right now, you got Gainesville Wild in green. You got the Brigade in blue. Your performing player performing the snatches right now. The partner must be in the hash marks to the left or the right of them for the repetitions to count. In this partner forward, you're going to start off with 5 snatches for the men, 5 snatches for the ladies, followed by 5 box jump overs for the men, 5 box jump overs for the ladies. As they move down the grid floor, the repetitions will decrease, but the weights will get heavier and the boxes will get higher. Right now, you're looking at the Wild in green, Brigade in blue. On that side of the Brigade, Roger Holloway has handed it off to his teammate in Sydney Witter. You've got Nally right now on the boxes for the Wild on your screen. Her and RJ Hibbert switching it out. You've got Blake Kidder as well as Laura Calicut on the floor now for the Wild in the green. Brigade in blue coming out with Ricky Morgan and Davenport. Calicut now onto their snatches. It is 3 reps of each in that third quadrant. Blake Kidder clearing that box. You can step on it. He says, nah, I'm good. Calicut, her turn on the boxes as Ricky Morgan trying to make up ground. Davenport now on the boxes. Here comes Kidder. We're going to stay with Kidder for just a little bit longer as he shows you how easy he does those 2 snatches. Ricky Morgan and the Brigade just about 2 reps behind. Blake Kidder back to the box, clearing it. 38 inches on that box for Kidder. 34 for Calicut as the Gainesville Wild cross the finish line first to take race number 1. Not far behind them was the Tampa Bay Brigade. Here in this match, it's a series of races in which the teams are going to earn points by beating the other team in a time or weight lifted given race. A race win is worth 2 points. A race loss is worth 1 point. If you fail to finish the race underneath a time cap or within a wide margin loss, it's going to be 0 points. So after 1 race, Wild 2, Brigade 1, we'll be back after this message.
No one is just one flavor.
Oh! I mean, with soccer, or any sport really, you always have like your, well, girls are better at this in sports, or guys are better at this, but it's like, that kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls. Like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
The Fountain of Youth is a standalone product in our collagen line that is fantastic for immune support, fortifying your hair, skin, nails, your joint health, muscle recovery, and of course, gut health.
We do 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to plus up the immunity in this. We also include maki berry as a good antioxidant to help you recover.
We also have 10 times the daily recommended value of an essential B vitamin, biotin. Perhaps the best part about the Bubs Fountain of Youth is that the flavor inside this is like a purple taste of magic. When you put all those ingredients together, you've got immune support, you've got great support for your hair, skin and nails, joint health, muscle recovery, and more. And our collagen, as always, is grass-fed, pasture-raised, non-GMO, keto-friendly, paleo diet-friendly, and all-around friendly for you. So come on by and check out the Fountain of Youth.
Balor's equipment's absolutely amazing.
The barbells are probably the most, I'm the most picky about, and they're smooth, they feel great. All of the equipment really is really good, especially kettlebells too.
I love the fact that Jim is actually a local guy and everything's quality. That's kind of the biggest thing, is that he's able to provide really high quality equipment to everybody at a really low price. Our athletes like the Valor bars way more than the Rogue bars.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about 50 seconds before we get into our second race, and that is the mare. Gainesville Wild 2, Tampa Bay Brigade 1 after one race. In this mare, there's going to be a required number of repetitions for both genders to complete in each quadrant. Both genders must finish their sets before anyone on that team can move to that next quadrant. Oh yeah, also, once that barbell comes off the ground, it can't touch the ground until all the repetitions in that final and fourth quadrant are complete. If it does, you gotta go back to the start line, come back, and pretty much guarantee you're not gonna win that race. 40 thrusters, 195 for the men, 125 for the ladies. And we are off. We're going to stay wide for you as you see both teams right now in that first quadrant. 10 thrusters right here. You got Lecca and DeCristofaro for the Brigade. You've got Hibbard. It looks like Hibbard and Raider for the Wilds. Once again, the Wild right now coming into this race. 3 wins, 0 defeats. Looking to finish this season off undefeated. You've got Cable and Brockman on the bar for the Brigade in the blue. Looking for that referee's hand to go up. That shows you that they have less than 5 reps remaining. Also, you're going to notice right here on the side of the Wild, 2 teammates carrying that barbell, bringing it over. It's all about teamwork right here, as you have Calicut and Shappy on your screen for the Wild. On the right-hand side, you got the Brigade. You've got Morgan, and it looks like, hard to tell from my angle, looks like Winter for the Brigade. We're going rep for rep here, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a close race, an even closer match. Here we go, into that final and fourth quadrant. You've got Lecca, you've got DeCray for the Wild, you've got Kidder, and you've got Raider. We are going rep for rep, ladies and gentlemen. Noelle Lecca, Kim DeCray, fresh off a trip from the CrossFit Games. Can she do it for the Brigade? Can Kidder and Raider do this? Ladies and gentlemen, it is close. We've got a finish line finish. We might have to go to the cameras, to the stopwatches for this one. I can't tell from my angle who won that. It looked like the Brigade had their barbells up overhead, finished first, but they were a little bit slower to cross that finish line. That might have cost them. We're gonna have the referees discuss what happened. We're gonna wait on screen. We're not going to commercial quite yet. In the case that there is a tie, we might have a rerun. Okay, so what we do is we go back halfway through that race, possibly the fourth quadrant, and we rerun it. We don't rerun the entire race, just the ending. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, the top 2 teams in that Northern Conference, the Brigade, have been atop this conference since the inception of the Florida Grid League. the Gainesville Wild showed what they were made of at the As One tournament. They showed that they meant business. Coming into this season, coming into this match, undefeated, 3-0, with none of those races coming down to that final sprint relay. They had won those races before that sprint relay even came. The Brigade took a loss for the first time at the hands of the Southwest Florida Sharks. First time in Florida Grid League history. Team captain, co-owner, Jess Chrisman, posted on social media that lit the fire that they needed. They were too comfortable. They were content with being at the top of the conference. That showed them that they had to dig down deep, pull out the heart that put them at the top for the last 4 years and show them what they're made of. They took the first match this morning against the Orlando Aces, looking to take the last match now against the Gainesville Wild. And we do have a tie, literally. The times on the stopwatches, the exact same time. We're going to go ahead and rerun that final quadrant. I'm waiting for confirmation, but it seems like that's what's going to happen here. I don't want to take you guys to commercial quite yet. You got your commissioner, Mather Wiswall, discussing with the head referees to making sure, again, the key thing here is that we are fair. All right? You've seen it in my description. You heard it in my description. Grid is the world's most equal, diverse, exciting, and captivating team sport. Equal, that first word. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to be as fair as possible, make sure that the team that deserves a win gets the win and gets those points. I wish I had some replay to show you all. The Tampa Bay Brigade were first to that fourth and final quadrant. They were moving quickly. It seemed like they held the barbell overhead just a few seconds too long to make sure that they were both good to go. And then it seemed like they crossed the finish line a little bit slower. Like the Wild had a little bit more sense of urgency to cross that finish line. Whether or not they were in the lead or not, they had no idea. They just knew they had to get across that finish line as fast as they possibly could. So that may have been the difference coming down to the end of this second race in the mirror. Referees and commissioners seem like they've come to a decision. Let's go ahead and hear what they have to say. You've got head coach of the Gainesville Wild, Adam Muir, in that great polo. He's going back to his team, letting them know what's going on.
Video evidence proves by a shoe, Gainesville Wild win the race.
So they went to video review. They discussed amongst their head referees and Commissioner Mather Wiswall, and by a shoe length, video evidence showed that the Gainesville Wild won the mirror race. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We're coming back with the Ringer Point race coming up next after this message.
We all possess an innate, savage-like instinct. Whether you want to accept that or not. Being relentless, not making excuses, getting after it. There's the easy way and the born primitive way. Failing is okay, because it doesn't matter if you're the lion or the gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be running. born primitive, made for the modern savage.
Just like that, we are back to the action. Gainesville Wild 4, Tampa Bay Brigade 2. You can see it on the bottom of your screen as we're helping you keep score along. We keep track of this race. You got that wide-angled view from the top here at the Valor Fitness Facility. Alan Duarte here with you. Seminole, Florida, right outside St. Pete. Gainesville Wild looking to go undefeated in their 2021 campaign as we get into this ringer point race. It's new to the league this year. Each team gets to pick one ringer point race each match from a group of options. One player from each team plays in that ringer point race, and throughout the season, once you've been chosen for a ringer point race, you cannot do another ringer point race in the season. So strategy does come into play in the totality of a season. Whoever finishes the race first gets 2 points. The losing team must finish within a 20% margin to earn that 1 point. If they don't finish within that margin, they will get 0 points. The Brigade have chosen the first ringer point race, and it's going to be 6 double touches plus 12 hang cleans at 125 as we have the ladies taking it on. Davenport on your screen right now for the Brigade in blue. The Wild in green, you've got Nally. Again, 6 double touches. That is a total bar, chest to bar consecutively, followed by 12 hand cleans, 125 pounds on the bar. Nally and Davenport, it is on. Nally first up onto that bar. Again, 6 double touches. It is a total bar and a chest to bar consecutively. Final one for Nally, she is done. 12 hand cleans for Nally. Davenport is right back into this. Davenport moving a little bit quicker than Nally, but Nally was first to that bar. And Nally takes the ringer point race. It looks like it. We're going to have to go to the stopwatches. I'm telling you, folks, don't go anywhere. Do not blink. Once again, we're discussing it for the second consecutive race right here. We're going to go ahead. They're going to discuss this. I will update you on the score after this break.
Let's get that salt in, baby.
It was so great. It was our first in-house grid competition. The excitement, the passion was great. I loved it.
They reached out to us and thought what we would think about Bloodline versus Cape Coral. And we're like, yeah, let's do this thing. And it was fun. Oh, loads of fun.
We actually practiced really hard and we worked together and we, came together as a team and we didn't get distracted by the score. We just did our best and it ended up winning, which is exciting.
The people who've never done it before, they don't understand until they see it. If you see that last race on that sprint relay, you're never going to find that excitement in CrossFit you do here.
It was awesome because both gyms have really strong communities. They really came together, they rallied. People were losing their minds screaming for their team.
That last part with my whole gym right there yelling, that's the favorite part. When the gym follows you to every competition is the best. It makes you not feel the fatigue until you're done.
As our last guy, EJ, was finishing up the thrusters, the energy in here was electric. I'm already hearing people talk about how they want to participate more, so it's impressive.
The best part is at the end, everybody came together and took pictures together and brought the two communities together, which is really what this is all about. Is you compete on the grid, you go hard, you try to win, you have a good time, and then afterwards come together and be one big community, and that's really what we're all about.
I see everyone that they can meal prep on weekends. That's perfect. But I don't usually have that time because that weekend I used to program my clients and everything, and just having my weekly box coming up, it's just like perfect because I really can like take advantage of those days, and I'm not just cooking and then programming again and then I have to come back and cooking because that things take like 3 or 4 hours to cook. I really love Rebuild because it's super helpful. I usually choose the performance plan because it's non-dairy, it's gluten-free, and it's soy-free. When you eat to perform, those points are so important. Like there's a lot of things that you have to keep in mind because we literally eat to perform.
Bringing you back into the action here. So after another referee review and a discussion with the commissioner, came down to the decision that there was a tie in that ringer point race. So both teams agreed they're going to each take 1 point going into race number 4, the ladder. Wild lead the Brigade 5-3. The Wild have been known. Their reputation is that they are one of the strongest teams in the league. They want to be known as the strongest team in the league. In the previous match, they previously held the team record for most points in a ladder on that match. Earlier today, the Tampa Bay Brigade took down that record in their match. So the Wild, you know they're coming back with some vengeance here. They've also thrown the bonus flag. Throughout a match, each team may throw 1 bonus flag per match if they choose. They don't have to. The bonus flag makes the race worth an extra point to the winner. However, whoever finishes first gets the race. Obviously, they're the winner. So strategy comes into play. The Wild are known to usually throw their bonus flag here. That's how much confidence they have in their strength specialists, in the overall strength of the team. I got Adam Muir right in front of me. He looks confident that his team is going to take this win. But the Tampa Bay Brigade are a force to be reckoned with. Do not underestimate the strength of the home team, Tampa Bay Brigade in blue. We're going in 40 seconds. In today's ladder, we have cleans. So each quadrant has a barbell for the men. You're going to see that on the inside, closest to that Valor Fitness rig. 1 barbell for the females. You'll see that lane on the outside of each grid, closest to the fan section on each side. In each quadrant, you're going to see the big numbers. Each quadrant is worth that respective amount of points. So 1 successful lift in each quadrant can be worth for a total of 10 points for that player towards the team. Teams are standing by, and we are off. You got the ladies starting it off with Raider for the Wilds, Brockman for the Brigade. On your screen right now, going to quadrant number 3. They each have now 3 points for their team. They each now have 6 points for their team. Looking to close it out, clear the grid floor. Raider with 10 points for the Wild. Brockman with 10 points for the Brigade. All tied up right now. RJ Hibbard through 1. Cable through 1. Cable up to quad number 2. Easy money for Cable, 275. 300 pounds for RJ Hibbard. RJ Hibbard, 325. 325 pounds. RJ Hibbard making it look easy. A mishap by Cable. I believe they didn't get the points for that third quadrant. Opens up a door there, and he doesn't get that fourth barbell. Now on the bar for the Wild, Zimmer. She'll miss that barbell. She'll go down to the finish line. Here comes Sydney Witter. Sydney Witter, 210 pounds for the Brigade. Sydney Witter can't quite get it. So close. Shappy onto that 300-pound barbell. Nick Shappy, 300 in the books. He's going up to that 325. Nick Shappy in the green. Nick Shappy stands it up, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the Brigade on that right-hand side. You got Gus Armachan, and he gets that. Calicut on the floor for the Wild in the green. Calicut, 195, successful. Calicut going to 210. Calicut power cleans it. We'll go back on the other side to DeCray now. She's approaching that 210 barbell. Once again, fresh from a team visit to the CrossFit Games. Kimberly DeCray stands it up, 210. My favorite, my choice for the MVP of the 2021 season, Blake Kidder, coming out of Texas. 325, Blake Kidder, fired up, power cleans it, and gets his team 10 points. We go back over to Roderick Holloway. Ricky Morgan. Ricky Morgan, ever since he lost the mullet, I confuse him and Roderick Holloway. Ricky Morgan, 325. Ricky Morgan stands it up. We got 1:15. Nally, we saw her in that ringer point race. She's going up now, 210 pounds. And Nally can't quite step it up. Here comes Dinkle, number 11 for the Wild. In the meantime, Dee Cristofaro over on the Brigade side, right side of your screen. We got her now full screen for you. 210 pounds for Dee Cristofaro. Dee Cristofaro gets under it. Dee Cristofaro stands it up. Back down to Casey Blow. Casey Blow on the left side. Noah Lecca on the right side. Noah Lecca with a trip up. Casey Blow, 195. Casey Blow stands it up. Taking her time. She's going at 210 pounds. Noelle Lecca going to 325. Noelle Lecca gets it up. 14 seconds for Casey Blow. She can't quite get it. Final few seconds. Davenport gets a rep in. Siegel was able to get one rep in for the Wild. We're going to go ahead and calculate the points for each team. And once we do that, we'll get you an update on the score. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you can probably guess. It's going to be close. We'll bring you that score update, and we'll bring you the next ringer point race coming up after this message from Truly.
No one is just one flavor.
Oh.
Bubs is named after Glenn Bub Doherty. Glenn laid down his life saving others in Benghazi, Libya, and this brand is a tribute to Glenn and his way of life. At Bubs, we live by the motto, feel great and do good. And the feel great part is by virtue of all the products that we make. Collagen protein, MCT oil powder, and more.
Our collagen protein is great for a few things: joint health, hair, skin, and nails, and gut health. It also helps in athletic recovery.
Our second product is our MCT oil powder for mental focus, sustained energy, appetite control, and of course, great gut health. feeling great with all the products that we put out there to help you live your best life. And we're doing good by always giving 10% of all profits to charity. Thanks again. This is where you say thank you.
Thank you.
And you mean it.
I mean it.
So I was not always in fitness. My dad actually passed away, and that was when I really started to focus on fitness because I wanted to do something for myself. It just kind of like was my way of dealing with it, was to go to the gym every day and to kind of like forget about what was going on. So I didn't always start being fit as I am, and so I really looked up at that time to other female athletes. What I love about Grid is that you have every single female body type, so we're constantly exposed to bodies we've never seen before, and to me that's exciting, and so it makes me more proud of, you know, like my body as well. I looked up to other people that inspired me. I'm glad that I can inspire maybe other people. Also, being in medicine, it is a pretty male-dominated industry. That also kind of helps me with that confidence of feeling like we can do it, women are here. So in fitness and in my medicine world, like this is all it's about is feminism and equality. So that's a big thing for me.
Coming back to the action, we have the results of the ladder for you. The Gainesville Wild threw that bonus flag with all the confidence in the world that they were the stronger team in the ladder today. That wasn't the case as the Tampa Bay Brigade took the ladder, and we are all tied up at 6 apiece going into this next race, the ringer point race. This time, the Wild have selected this race, and we're going suicide sprints. Touching each quadrant. You got two males going head-to-head right now. As you've got Sam Martin and head coach Chris Curran. And we are off. Suicide sprints, taking it back to the gym. Curran and Martin. Martin with a slight lead right now. Going to that third quadrant, and we are sprinting down. Sam Martin, Chris Curran, here we go. Sam Martin takes. Wait a second, they're going back down. We got one more. Mishap by Sam Martin. Chris Curran steps up. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Martin, Chris Curran. Chris Curran takes the ringer point race. Chris Curran takes the ringer point race. Wow. Taking his shoes off because his feet are on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Sam Martin seemed to have cramped up. He fell. Chris Curran fell. Then Sam Martin fell again. And Chris Curran took the ringer point race and takes a 1-point lead going into Jack and Jill. Wow. I need a water break. We all need a water break, especially Chris Curran and Sam Martin. We'll be back after this message. As we go into this next race, it's on your screen. Gainesville Wild 7, Tampa Bay Brigade 8. We're going into Jack and Jill. If you've missed this match started off with 2 wins by the Gainesville Wild. Then a tie in the first ringer point race between Natalie and Davenport. And then the Brigade have taken the next 2 races. That 1-point differential because the Wild threw a bonus flag on the ladder, but the Brigade won the ladder, so they took that extra point. That is the only difference right here in this match. Coming up, we've got Jack and Jill, a body weight specialist race. You know when you got Jack and Jill, 1 male, 1 female on the floor, and it's all about the body weight. 3 stations of body weight elements. Players may substitute by gender at any time. And it's all about the handstand push-ups on this one. 60 handstand push-ups, 30 deficit handstand push-ups, 10 freestanding. Teams are standing by, and they are off, ladies and gentlemen. Opening up, looks like Di Cristofaro and Muir. Muir on your screen right now for the Gainesville Wild in the green. I may be mistaken, that may not be Di Cristofaro. No, she's waiting on the start line right now. Once I can get that number for you, I will get you who that was. That was Abby Wilkins who opened up for the Brigade. Right now we are on the Wild. Siegel on the wall for the Wilds. Looks like head coach Chris Garand, he didn't need that much rest after that suicide sprint win. He was back on there. Now it's Di Cristofaro working for the Brigade as the Wilds switch out. Wild and Brigade going rep for rep right now. As the Brigade were first to finish, and they're off to that deficit handstand push-up. Siofi on the 10-inch deficit right now. 30 total reps. Wild are right there, just about an 8 to 10 rep differential. Siofi on the screen right now. Davenport waiting to relieve him. Looks like RJ Hibbard right behind him. For the Wild in the green, Davenport in the blue. RJ Hibbard looking to close out as much as he can as Calicut waits in the green for her. You can see right behind Hibbard, you saw Broderick Holloway in the blue making his way down to the freestanding handstand push-ups. Here he goes. He's got 10 reps to make this a 2-point lead for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Broderick Holloway closes it out. Yes, he does for the Tampa Bay Brigade. Kidder finishes up the deficit handstand push-ups. And the Wild are almost done. Siegel going down to the finish line as McKay crosses that finish line, and the Wild will get their 1 point. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 races remaining. And going into it, the Brigade lead the Wild 10-8. We'll be back after these messages from our friends over at Bubs.
The Fountain of Youth is a standalone product in our collagen line that is fantastic for immune support, fortifying your hair, skin, nails, your joint health, muscle recovery, and of course, gut health.
We do 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to plus up the immunity in this. We also include maki berry as a good antioxidant to help you recover.
We also have 10 times the daily recommended value of an essential B vitamin, biotin. Perhaps the best part about the Bubs Fountain of Youth is that the flavor inside this is like a purple taste of magic. When you put all those ingredients together, you've got immune support, you've got great support for your hair, skin and nails, joint health, muscle recovery, and more. And our collagen, as always, is grass-fed, pasture-raised, non-GMO, keto-friendly, paleo diet-friendly, and all-around friendly for you. So come on by and check out the Fountain of Youth.
With soccer or any sport really, you always have like your, well, girls are better at this in sports or guys are better at this, but it's like it kind of meshes and goes away in grid because you have your job and that's it. You're good at your job or you're not. So it's not so much guy versus girl anymore. It's just you're a human, do your job.
I don't treat them like dainty little ladies. I don't think they're lesser or weaker or softer. They deserve the same compliments and reprimands that everybody else on our team does.
I love that we had to share the same weights, the same box, and the same everything.
There's guys who are afraid of the girls, like, oh man, she's really good at this or whatever, and I have to go against her.
And I let the guys know, be like, hey, this is what they just ran. You need to match it or beat it. Otherwise, you're going to hear about it.
Like I said, we get it, because we are too. And we designed our bars for us, so we know they're good enough for you. Want more, do more, be more. Breakout Bar.
And we are back to the action. You can see a score on your bottom right there, 8-8. When we last spoke, it was 8-10. The Brigade had won Jack and Jill. Yet after, during our commercial break, it was found out the Brigade had a roster violation. Someone took part in Jack and Jill that was not properly substituted in, meaning the Brigade got 0 points for that race, and the Wild still got their 1 point, meaning we are all tied up with 3 races remaining. We're keeping things interesting here on the grid, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 90 seconds on the clock before we start our first of the last 3 races. This is the TRIAD. So you can probably assume by the word TRIAD, the number 3. That means this race consists of 5 elements, 3 stations of each of those elements working at the same time. So think of each barbell, each pull-up bar, each set of rings, each dumbbell, each box on the floor as a station. The set amount of reps must be completed at that station. It can't be shared between other barbells. It's not 60 reps at each station. It's 20, 20, and 20. Now a player can finish their set of 20 and then go over to another bar or substitute in for someone else to come help out at another station. We're going to open up, as you can see on the screen right now, with quadrant number 1. We got barbells lined up, 12 overhead squats, 100 pounds for these ladies, followed by 20 toes bar, then 10 dumbbell pistols, 5 muscle-ups, and closing it out in that 4th and final quadrant with 20 burpee box jumps. Teams are standing by. And we are off. You got D. Cristofaro, Davenport, and Chrisman for the Brigade in blue. Working on 12 overhead squats for the Wild in green. Looks like you have Muir, Calicut, and that third female seemed to be Mork. It was Katie Mork. She's now on to the pull-up bar. There's Carissa McKay. But we're looking at the Brigade as you have Chrisman, you've got D. Cristofaro, and you've got Abby Wilkins. You're looking right at these ladies right now. They got a total of 20 toes bar. You got McKay, Mork, and Muir on the bars for the Wild in green. Hands are up. That shows you they got less than 5 reps at that specified station. As the ladies move on to the dumbbells. They've got some dumbbell pistols, total of 10 30-pound dumbbell they have to hold as they perform that single-legged squat. We're looking at the Brigade ladies. Chrisman has been here the entire time. Wilkins on the floor, as well as Oxenford. For the Wild, it's Muir, Calicut, and Nally. Nally lining up for the muscle-ups as the Brigade are on to the muscle-ups. You've got Davenport, D. Cristofaro, and Wilkins. The Brigade have thrown their bonus flag on this, showing a sign of confidence in the ladies as the ladies make their way to that 4th and final quadrant for the burpee box jump overs. The Wild still working on the muscle-ups. The Brigade can take a 2-point lead with the 3-point victory in this race. And it looks like that is what's going to happen unless a complete mishap happens to the Brigade ladies in blue currently on your screen. McKay with a fall. Calicut now onto the rings, trying to finish up the final station of muscle-ups for the Wild, and she does it. The Brigade just trying to be perfect as they have a large lead on the ladies of the Wild. Brigade on the right-hand side, Wild on the left-hand side of your screen. Hands are up for the Brigade. Final few reps at each station as the ladies cross the finish line. And the Brigade ladies will take their 3 points. 1 minute to go, plenty of time for the Wild ladies to get their 1 point and make this only a 2-point deficit going into the final 2 races. The Wild gonna switch it out. Muir coming back in. Nally is done. Calicut, Mork finishing off her box jumps. 30 seconds remaining. Hand is up for Muir. It's a total of 20 reps. They have to move. We got 15 seconds if they want that 1 point, ladies and gentlemen. Muir is done. Final rep for Mork. Mork has to move, and the Brigade will get their 1 point. They will get their 1 point. We're going to go into the triad for the males. Score, Brigade 11, Wild 9. We'll be back after this for the final 2 races.
Trying to get me in trouble?
My must-have food that I have at least once a week is Chipotle with extra everything. White rice with extra rice, double chicken, corn, cheese, and guac. And it's like having 2 bowls in one.
Pizza fritter. Pizza and plátano. I like sushi, but she's always like, let's go for pizza. So we're trying like different pizza places every weekend and try to find like the best spots.
Burritos or tacos, definitely. Like, there's just so much variety with them. You can do it with shrimp, pork, chicken, steak.
Tacos. I can eat tacos every meal. I eat Karma Cream. It's in Gainesville, and I get a vanilla latte and a macaroon, and it's amazing. And I definitely eat there at least once a week.
Pizza, for sure. Pepperoni. Well done, though. It's gotta be crispy.
It was gonna be pizza, but Willie already said pizza. Burger and fries. I'll have that once a week.
Mexican food, for sure.
Jimmy John's. A turkey tom.
I've been trying to get stronger. So I'm trying to give these strength specials a little run for their money. So I've been eating a little guilty pleasure, but I've been eating an ice cream for a week now, once a week. Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Half baked is a good one. And ice cream Sammy is a new seasonal one that I really like.
Ooh, once a week. Ooh.
You just want.
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I eat a lot of fish. I do. Whatever kind of fish, like salmon, flounder.
I like banana nut muffins and blueberry muffins.
And your reason you just like?
I just like muffins. I call them victory muffins. When you have a good week, you make it through. Victory muffin.
Oh man, my go-to snack. I have 5 of them with me today. I think I only was able to eat 1.5. Would be a whole wheat rice cake, peanut butter, and raisins.
All of it. But I would definitely say gas station hot dogs are the go-to.
Just like that, back to the action here at the Valor Fitness facility, right outside St. Pete, Florida. You can see the score on that bottom of your screen. Brigade 11, Wild 9. In order to get some control back in this match and to make that sprint relay winner take all, the Wild need to win this race. You saw the ladies of the Brigade take the triad. Now the men get to take on the triad. Same rules apply. 5 elements, 3 stations. Each amount the correct amount of reps must be completed at each separate station. The men for the Brigade are lined up. You've got Garand, Cable, and Morgan. The men for the Wild are lined up. You've got Hibbard, Kidder, and Siegel. The men are off, opening up with 12 overhead squats, 155 pounds at each station. Following that, 20 toes to bar, 10 dumbbell pistols, a little bit heavier, 50-pound dumbbells, 8 muscle-ups, and then 20 burpee box jump overs on that 24-inch box as the Brigade are first to the Valor Fitness rig for the toes to bar. Right behind them are the Wild. On the screen, you got Holloway from left to right. Holloway, Cable, and Siofi. Let's head over to that Wild side. From left to right, you've got Kidder, Hibbard, and Rundall. Hands are up. Brigade right behind the Wild. Finish up first, and they are off to the pistols. Wow, right behind them. Hibbard will stay in as Dinkel and Siegel come back for the pistols. Holloway, Morgan, and Garand on the floor for the Brigade. Wild working on those pistols right here. Again, the Wild need to win this race to get some control going into the sprint relay and make it winner take all. We're going into the muscle-ups. Here comes Siegel with 3 reps left, handing off to Dinkel, opening up an opportunity for the Brigade to widen the lead. Siofi, Holloway, and Morgan on the rings. Dinkel, Siegel, and Hibbard. Can these boys bring the Wild back into this race? Siofi going to relieve that final station of muscle-ups. He's got 3 to go. He falls off the rings, opening up the door for the Gainesville Wild. Hibbard is done. Dinkel is done. Siegel is done. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Kidder, Rundall, and Dinkel. A slight lead for the Gainesville Wild. Again, to make the sprint relay a winner-take-all. You've got Cable, Siofi, and Holloway for the Brigade. You've got Dinkel, Kidder, and Rundall. A race win by the Wild gives the Wild a 1-point deficit going into the sprint relay, making it a winner-take-all race for this match. On the line is an undefeated season for the Gainesville Wild. Hands are up in quad 4 for the Wild. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gainesville Wild looking to come back. Hands are up for the Brigade in blue. We're going to stay white on this. Dinkel, final few reps for Dinkel. Final rep. Rundall closes it out, and the Gainesville Wild come back to take the male triad. Look at the face on Blake Kidder. He is not letting this go easy. We go back to the Brigade as Garand looks to finish it up with just under 30 seconds. Final few reps, final rep for Garand. And the Tampa Bay Brigade will cross the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, do not go anywhere. I hope you've stayed with us this entire time at vfgl.com/live. Because we're going to the sprint relay, the final race of the night. Brigade lead the Wild 12-11. Winner take all next.
So this is a foreign object. We only get to try out on the warm-up or on the grid. Like, you don't normally touch that other than a tire. It's very foreign, but it's gonna be good. Being a professional strongwoman, we flip heavy objects all the time, so it's right in my wheelhouse.
Feels good. It's better than having a big tire. I like it. Good handling.
This is my first time using it. I'm pretty excited. I've done tire flips, which I assume is pretty similar in the past. My deadlift is really strong, so that's the main reason why I'm not concerned about it.
I kind of have a football background, so being that, tire flips and all that, it brings me back to those days. So I like it. It's one of my favorite movements out here.
No one is just one flavor.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the action here. You can see on the bottom of your screen, Tampa Bay Brigade 12, Gainesville Wild 11. If you can see me, right in the middle of your screen, my hand is up, I'm waving, I'm standing up right now. I am not sitting down. You should not be sitting down for this race. Winner take all. It all comes down to the sprint relay. We've had bonus flags thrown. The Brigade won both bonus flag races, and that seems to be the difference right here. That one extra point seems to be the difference right here. You had a roster violation for the Brigade that set them back those 3 points. And the Gainesville Wild are still in this. After a comeback win in the previous TRIAD race, the gentlemen of the Gainesville Wild have brought them back into this race. Winner take all. Now, if it's the first time you're tuning in, every single match ends in this fashion. The sprint relay is a relay race in which 4 males, 4 females must finish all 8 elements. Players may substitute at any time except after performing the final repetition of a given element. If that's the case, if they perform that final rep, the player must return to the start line, 4-point touch. That is both hands, both feet behind the start line, and then sprint to the finish line. Oh yeah, and they are done for the rest of the match. So we'll see what strategy comes into play here. The Gainesville Wild have yet to be put into this situation this season. In each of their matches, they have got into the sprint relay, already have won their match. So will this be too much pressure for them? Or are they ready to take that step atop the Florida Grid League and go undefeated in their 2021 campaign, take the #1 seed in the Northern Conference going into the playoffs? We're making sure everything is set on the floor. Let me run you through this sprint relay. So you're gonna start on that Valor Fitness rig with 20 wall balls, 20-pound wall ball, 10-foot target. Doesn't matter if it's a female or if it's a male. They're using that 20-pound ball and they're shooting at that 10-foot target. Following that, you're gonna have 15 overhead squats in that first quadrant, 185 pounds. Following that, 13 burpee backflips. Then you're gonna have a handstand walk from the start zone all the way to the finish zone. Followed by 6 deck to pullovers. So you're gonna perform a burpee and then pull yourself the opposite way around on that Valor Fitness rig. You wait and see. Following that, 12 dumbbell hang snatches, double dumbbell hang snatches, 40-pound dumbbells. Following that, we've got a ring extended from the Valor Fitness rig. That ring is at a height of 9 feet, 9 inches. You must do 9 burpees to that ring. So you must touch the ring at the top of each rep. And we're gonna end it off in that fourth and final quadrant. On the bottom of your screen, you see 225 pounds lined up. You got 5 clean and jerks at 225 pounds to close it out. If history tells me something, if history tells you something, this race is probably going to come down to the fourth and final quadrant, to those final 5 clean and jerks at 225 pounds, and the sprint to the start zone and sprint to the finish line at the end. And something tells me you're definitely going to see Blake Kidder on the clean and jerks, and you might see Ricky Morgan or Noel Lecca for the Brigade at the end. 15 seconds. Winner take all. Undefeated season on the line for the Gainesville Wild.
Teams, stand by.
We are off. You got Jess Chrisman and Laura Calicut opening up with the 20 wall balls. You're watching Chrisman for the Brigade in blue right now. You can see right across from her, Laura Calicut for the Wild in the green. You want to wait for that referee's hand to go up. That's going to let you and me know that there's 5 reps remaining on that element. Hands come up at just about the same time. Laura Calicut moving a little bit quicker as she's gone through these reps. And Calicut will finish first, 4-point touch, and she's going to sprint to the end. There goes Chrisman. Slight lead for the Wild. As you have RJ Hibbard opening up for the Wild on the overhead squats. For the Brigade, Gus Armachan. Armachan moving swiftly and a little bit quicker by the looks